Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Woodland Reboot. We've had a series of heavy thunderstorms and heavy winds come through our region during the last 4 to 5 days. And I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder there, but the cover for the sawmill head is askew, to say the least. It's been picked up and bounced around by those heavy winds that I've just mentioned. We'll go over and have a closer look at it in a second. But I also wanted to give you an update on where I am and what my schedule is going to be like over the next 4 to 6 weeks. I haven't been able to find time to edit the videos concerning the foundation over there behind the car. I'll get to that in a second. And in the coming 4 to 6 weeks, I'm on the road with my son for his events that he has to attend. Either in New England, somewhere in the eastern United States, or Ontario, Quebec, or even the Maritime provinces. So a lot of hotel rooms. It's a busy season for his sport right now. And as I alluded to earlier, I do have some footage that I've got so-called in the can that I haven't been able to edit. So I've got some catching up to do, and then I'll be shooting some new videos, which will keep the summer pipeline, I hope, full and populated. Okay, there's that bit of the update. I want to show you the damage now. It's not a lot of damage, but it's still a little bit of damage that we have from the windstorm that came through during the last few days. Okay. So as everyone knows who has been watching my channel, I've got my sawmill deck set up over here on the property. And as you also know, I've built this very lightweight shelter that covers the saw head and part of the sawing deck. It essentially keeps the rain off me and the snow off the equipment, as well as the sun. So it's been lifted up, dropped down sideways, and the worst damage, as you can see, is that the only thing that stopped this from probably flying maybe 10 or 20 feet and landing in the bush over here was the sawmill head itself. So it lifted up, got whacked against the sawmill head here, locked into place, and for better or for worse, that's where it stayed. I'd have to come to the conclusion that it was a little bit lucky that it got caught on the sawmill head there. There's not a lot of damage there. It's mainly superficial. Anything down here that's bent, being weighted down by the cinder blocks, that's very easy to repair and fix. And so again, I was expecting that this was going to happen, and I would say that I'm a little bit lucky that the damage is as minor as it is. So that's not a problem. And then the other, again, minor damage is that the wind ripped the tarps. So this pile of wood, formerly covered by this large green tarp, is now exposed. So what I'll probably do is use parts of this tarp and take one of the blue tarps from one of the piles over there and put it down on this one here to keep that wood relatively covered as I'm on the road over the next several weeks. On a maintenance issue, very minor maintenance issue, you see this growth all along the edge here. I'm just going to take some trimmers and knock that back today. That'll be very easy, very quick. Just get that stuff out of my face as I open my door when I park over here. Over here, this little light green tarp stayed pretty much on this pile. Just a little adjustment there. That one remained covered pretty well. This one here, prior to turning the camera on, I had already recovered it and adjusted it, but it was all the tarps that are on there had blown half off. And so back here, I've got some additional tarps on some, that's some, I would call it second grade wood and offcuts, and this is literally waste wood over here. So I'll take that tarp and go put it on the pile over there where the tarp has been ripped off. That I'll tell you about in a future video. Some of you with this very brief reference will be able to figure out what that is. And I wanted to come over here and give everybody an advanced view of what is essentially the finished product concerning the foundation slab. Again, if you've been listening to me, the plan was that I was going to pour the concrete slab in 4 strips. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That being the last one. Where is it? Right there. Now, again, the strong winds that came through here with those thunderstorms ripped off the sheeting and cover that I had on these first 3 slabs that I had poured, or I poured. That's not an issue. Those slabs have been covered for anywhere from 15 to 20 days. This one I poured early last week with my daughter, Monday I believe, or Tuesday, and so it's been covered for the better part of 5 days, and we put the weights and various pieces of wood on it to weight down that plastic cover sheet sufficiently well that it remains covered. So we're lucky in that sense that that remains covered. It's not having the moisture burned out of it so badly with the hot days and the sun. And as I indicated, I believe these will be okay. So there's a very brief little update. I've got to get the videos edited and out concerning the work that we did on that. And hopefully I can get you one by the end of the weekend. No, not by the end of the weekend. The end of the weekend is later today, and I doubt I'm going to get that done. Okay, everyone, that's the brief update here. My plan today, sorry I forgot to give you that little brief mention. The plan today is to actually mill maybe 2 or 3 of the 16-foot logs, making more of the 2x6s that are the girts in the walls for the shop. Okay, first things first, let's get this back in position. All done.